Hey folks, for those of you who are having a little bit of difficulty getting your resume posted to your blog or website, I'm just going to do two brief demos here, one for WordPress, one for Blogger, and follow along if you're having troubles. This should not take you a lot of time, but I'm going to go all the way from scratch, okay? So let's back up and let's create a resume, okay? So I'm going to create a folder here, and I keep myself pretty organized here. I'm going to go to my IMGT. I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call it my resume. I'm going to create the new folder in Google Drive. And then once I have the folder created, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to create new Google Doc. There's a zillion ways to do it. This is just one of the ways that I do it, so feel free to embellish. I don't really want to type a resume from scratch. So I've got a blank document opened, and I'm going to go to File, New, from Template, and I'm going to go to the template gallery. If CWCs show up, there's no templates there. So we want to go to the general templates. I'm going to scroll down a little bit, and you can see here, some of you were having some issues with having your own personal information out there on your resume. If that is you, and you don't want other people to know your resume, think about this a little bit though, because if you're trying to get a job, you may actually want to have some sort of web presence. You may not want to give away all of your detailed information, like social security number and stuff like that. But there is, a fine line between what you're comfortable with, and I think everybody's a little bit different with this. So choose. If you're really hypersensitive, make a fake one. Here's a pet resume. Okay. So once I click the template for the pet resume, it's pretty much already got stuff in it. If I click this little folder here, I can make sure I get it put where I want to put it. Did I do that right? I don't think I did that right. Oops. So I'm going to move this. I'm going to move the item. I'm going to put it into my drive. See the little arrow that shows up there. I'm going to go down to 2017 summer, go to my IMGT class, go to the resume, and I'm going to move it here. I'm going to change this name, and I'm going to call it Matt Resume. Okay, so there it is. I know where it's at now, and this is what it's got in it, and it's probably good enough. I mean, for the purposes of this assignment, this is probably okay. If I were doing this assignment, I'd create a real resume because I don't really want to waste my time. I like to be able to make the classes useful for me. So now I've got this resume created. If I click on the share button at the top here, I click on advanced, and it says right now, here's a link at the top. Who has access? Well, nobody. If I change this, and if I say on public with the web or anyone with the link, the difference is you can basically search for stuff like this, and if you have on anyone with a link, it's basically the same thing, it's just not searchable. So I'm going to say view, anyone can sign in, can view, save it. Now I'm going to copy this link at the top, choose done. So I've got the link on my clipboard for my resume. So now I can actually create the posts. Okay, so I'm going to create a post in WordPress, and I'm going to create a post in Blogger. So if I go to the WordPress site, WordPress is not connected to my Google account, so I'll need to log in. And there's two ways to do it. You can log in and go to your site, or you could do it this way. You could type matther.wordpress.com, and the place where you go to get to the Yeah, to the place where you go to actually do work, in other words, to add posts and things like that, is to change this just so you can see this. That's the URL, or I'm sorry, WordPress-admin. That's the URL that you would use. So you'd use your WordPress URL followed by /wp-admin. It's just a real quick thing. And then, so once I do that, it changes the URL. It takes me to the login page. I got my username, I got my password. I log in. And this is my dashboard for that particular site. I've got a lot of sites. So that's this one. If I look on the left-hand side, here's the posts. This is just one way to do it. It's the fastest way. If I were going to do this for real, I'd do it a different way. I'm going to add a new, or I can look at all the posts. If I look at all the posts, these are all of my posts. Look, I've even got one that says Matt's resume. I'm going to do another one though. I'm going to choose Add New. Matt's really cool. Oops. Work history. Okay. I'm going to add media here. See if there's a picture of me here. No. Okay. Oh, this will be fun. We'll put that guy on there. Insert that into the post. And I'm at the top here. Here's a link to my resume. Highlight. And now what I want to do is I want to add a link. And remember, I put it on my clipboard already. I apply it. And now the last thing I want to do is I want to publish it over here. And once I publish, okay, so there it is. If I go back to the site, so if I go up and I strip off all these other things, press enter, and now it's live. So if you were to go look at that post, there's a link to my resume. When I click on that, it takes me to that resume. So that's it. That's WordPress. So now let's go to Blogger and let's do Blogger. Blogger.com. So Blogger.com is actually associated with your Google account, okay? And I have one here. So I have a few different ones. The one that I'm going to use is called the Matt Him blog. So I've got a bunch of posts down here. If I click on this, you can see I'm going to create a new post. And here's my new post. So it's just like creating a page. And I'm going to let's put an image in here too. Okay, so insert an image. Just for fun. From Google Album Archive. Let's see if there's something in here. Maybe there is. This might be fun. Let's see. Maybe there's a picture of me in here. There's a lot of pictures of me in here. Let's see if there's any really good ones. There's my son. We'll put this one in here. My mighty blog. No, my mighty resume. How about that? So we'll highlight Mighty Resume, and then we'll say link to it. And then what do we want it to link to? Well, we've got it on our clipboard. Remember, we copied it from my resume. Open this link in a new window, sure. Okay. And we'll give this post a title, Mighty Resume. That's not really me, that's my son. We'll make this a little bit bigger. Original size. Okay. And it's good. If I publish, I can't really see the blog, but if I come over here and I click on View Blog, now I can. And so there's my post. And there's the other posts on my blog. So that's pretty much it. So if you have questions, I'd check back with this. This is just one way to do it. Like I said, there's other ways to make this happen. And then if you have some other suggestions, I'd reply to this post. Thanks.